All right, I am a little more awake. And I wanted to tell you a little more about that dream. Um, it actually started out as though I was in a trailer um, with Jess from Roots and Refuge, and nothing seemed, no one was like stressed out or upset or uh, sad. That was the interesting thing, and it started as I ended up going to the bathroom, and it reminded me of actually being in a trailer because there was noticed some rusty bits and stuff in the bathroom, and there were all these tiles in there. And I remember coming out and saying, "Hey, those are some really cool tiles, right?" But then there were people that were camping, and there were several tents set up. Everybody was able to have fire and cook, and I can't even say that. Um, I guess there were some generators, maybe, but I don't recall actually seeing floodwaters. I don't actually remember seeing things wet like that. It was just everyone kind of talking. They were even in homes, but it was a little dark inside. So, my mind wants to go, or the ego, of course, when I first woke up being in my human body, I want to say, oh, flood, because that's what's been happening over there in that area. So, but I'm going, well, I guess it had calmed down a bit, but I don't recall seeing like any mud up in the house or any of that stuff. So I suppose it could have been an earthquake that just knocked out the electricity, and it would just be nicer to be out yonder so that you had the sunshine opposed to being in a dark house. Um, so it also made me wonder because after making the comment about the tiles, uh, people had gotten up and decided, oh, well, we got time. We're going to work on that and get it done. It's a thing. And it was enjoyable and it was fun. And I almost wonder if it was about dealing with the shadow side, the things that you keep hidden, because it was going to the bathroom was a room that, like, that's the bathroom no one used, right? Everything kind of got stored in there, all the extra work stuff, the tiles and the things to fix things. So I'm like, well, if I could look at that as maybe it is those things we have hidden that it is now time to deal with, but it wasn't a difficult time to deal with. It still makes me think specifically because of the roots and refuge that something was going to happen on the East Coast. So I suppose it could be some kind of earthquake opposed to a flood. So that's interesting. We could have a solar flare that wipes out the electric for a few days because it didn't seem drastic. It didn't seem traumatic. It actually seemed like, well, it's just a thing. It's going to be a few days. Let's just get our shit together because everybody was prepared anyway. We've kind of been provoked to stock up on a few meals and make sure you got at least 3 days of meals or meals that you can make that don't have to be cooked, quick, easy tuna salad kind of stuff. Bologna and cheese. Man, I actually miss bologna and cheese. It's not a need, so don't keep it. But it just reminded me of those kind of things. I want to say a lot of understanding, a lot of compassion. So I am uncertain about what is going to happen in the world. However, assuming that, you know, the Roots and Refuge popped in, it was going to be East Coast because I believe they moved to South Carolina. So that's what is stuck in my mind. So it'd have to be Carolina area. I guess the middle East Coast is kind of what I got in the image in my mind. But I don't really believe that it would be hurricane. It doesn't seem like hurricane hit. It just seemed like the electric was out, and maybe it was a bit of an earthquake because it was the rusty bathroom. Like things were, You weren't uncertain if they were stable, but nothing had really fallen apart or flooded away or any of those things. So it could definitely be part of a actual physical event, but it could also be the internal side, like, ooh, maybe we need to open that doorway and then look at the things that we've been afraid to look at and repair them because they don't look so ugly anymore. And that could be that too. So, I don't really know if there's anything else to say other than whatever happens, happen for the best and highest good of all, because that's what it ended up being, the best and highest good of all. There wasn't any harm done physically to anybody's. I don't recall actually seeing homes demolished at all. It was the structures were there, just maybe a little unstable, uncertain yet because things were so fresh and new. So that's what made me think earthquake. So I guess that's all I have. I don't really know what else to say. It could have been a solar flare that knocks out some electric for a little bit. That is a thought. Communications to the outside world didn't seem to be a thing, so the community was able to get together and talk and have understanding and hey, we're all in the same situation and it's okay. So that could very well be a thing as well. Maybe that was the whole point of the computer being on without anything being connected this morning. That's okay too. All right, honey. I don't really know if there's anything else. I can't think of anything that was significantly important. I want to say that I saw cell phone use, but I am uncertain about that because I don't personally have a cell phone, so I don't know what that would look like in my dream because it's not a part of me, you know. But I want to say there was that local communication, but not outside communication. So maybe that is the point of that. Okay. I wouldn't worry though. I really think that it all is still about your inner self, about dealing with you, finding out who you truly are, having communication with you, understanding and compassion with you. That's what I think is now. Going down to the basics because all the camping, that's what it made me think. Get back to the basics of who you be. So that was fun. Okay. And now I'm done. And I will talk to you later. Thanks for being my friend.